Here's how 4 communities in the state of Iowa, USA, cut residential energy use community-wide by up to 15%.
Get Energized Iowa was a competition among 4 small Iowa communities to reduce residential electric and gas usage. We started the competition based on what we learned from another competition. We used natural athletic rivals, we made it local, and we kept it simple. Our 4 communities are all in the same athletic conference, all had municipal electric providers, and were served by the same utility provider. We found existing local community organizations to be what we came to call guide teams for the competition. A local guide team instantly has a whole lot more credibility and community access than outsiders. Each guide team got a little bit of funding to help offset their costs for incentives and printing, and I worked with them to develop a year-long action plan to educate their community, foster the competition, and work with existing events already going on in this community.
I was very skeptical about using competition at first, but I found out that I was wrong. Competition opens up new possibilities for social interaction. If I walk over to my neighbor's home and knock on the door and suggest to them that they need to get a weatherization audit because it could save them a lot of money, that sounds very fussy and busybody, and why am I doing this anyway? But if it's in the following context, we've got this competition going on with a neighborhood community that we're football rivals with. The winning community that saves the most energy gets a prize. If you get an energy audit, then you can cut your energy use and help us win the competition. Suddenly it all makes sense. It fits into the competition schema, and it's not considered weird behavior anymore.
There were lots of ways that people could get points for their communities.
And it wasn't just saving energy in terms of kilowatt hours and therms. Actions counted as well. So, for example, the amount of energy saved gave points, but also filling out a survey, taking a CFL light bulb, getting a home energy audit.
We did have a prize, but it honestly wasn't that important.
Because community is such an important factor, local control becomes a very important factor. So we made sure that the competition was in the community, not imposed from outside. We also think it's important to address specific behaviors and to remove as many barriers to change as we could. So in this slide, you can see a couple of the tables that we took to the communities. In these small communities, a large proportion of the community population turns out for these events, which was a great opportunity for us to talk to lots of people. Now, we also had people making public commitments to engage in energy conservation. The point is that other people in their community can see them participating, which encourages them to participate.
Residents were asked to go through the checklist twice. First, we asked them to go through and check off things they're already doing. That was their self-image. They were already energy savers. Then they were asked to choose some other steps the second time they went through the list. And finally, out of those other steps, they chose 5 things to do. In the Get Energized Iowa 2012 competition, we got really high percentages of energy reduction in all of our 4 communities. In fact, up to 13% for electricity and 15% for gas savings. We decided to return to the communities 1 to 1.5 years later to find out if those behavior changes actually persisted. We found the reductions not only persisted, but residents reduced their usage even more than they did in 2012.
The red indicates the percentage saved in addition to 2012. We're getting new actions even in 2013 and 14, which again parallel what we find for the energy savings.
Could a similar approach work in your community? Share this video with others where you live and see what they think. Would your local politician, NGO, or program manager benefit from seeing this video? Send them the YouTube link. We've purposely made the video less than 5 minutes, perfect for bringing to a board, council, or other planning and management meeting. If you already have a successful program, consider nominating it. Landmark nominations are due each year at the end of May.